You know I'm a huge fan of lifting heavy, but I'm also a big fan of making exercises more difficult without necessarily going up in weights. We want to be able to train sustainably, we want to be able to train safely, and using some techniques that we're going to go through in the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to do just that. Now, in last week's video, we extended the range of motion of each exercise, thus increasing difficulty. If you want to check out that video, I'll leave a link below. In this week's video, we're going to blast our glutes, and we're going to use mini bands as a training aid. Now, if you're not familiar with mini bands, they do come in a couple of different varieties. You can get the rubberized ones, which are just basically large rubber bands, or you can get the fabric with elastic. I actually prefer the fabric with the elastic just because the rubberized bands, after you use them for a while, they have a tendency of snapping and you never quite know when that's gonna happen. So we like to avoid that. Now, if you want to pick up your own mini band, I'll leave a link to Amazon below so you can check those out. So without further ado, let's get into this workout. Let's start this workout with monster walks. These are fantastic for activating the glutes, which you definitely want to do before you train them. You want to get them fired up to get the most contraction, to get the most out of the workout. Here you want to think about pushing with that rear leg versus pulling with the front leg and keeping constant tension with the bands. First exercise is a banded goblet squat. Now here I've got the band just above my knees, feet are about shoulder width apart, weight is going to be pushed through the heels. Now on the way down, think about pushing your knees out. This is really going to activate those abductors. It's going to hit those upper glutes, keep the upper body nice and tall. Try to bring the elbows together and brace under the weight. So the weight is simply used to help keep you balanced. This is going to be a bit of a high rep workout. So you're looking for about 20 to 25 reps here. And we're going to go straight into RDLs, keeping that band in the same place. Weight is still pushed through the heels. And I like to hold the dumbbells along the sides of my legs versus in front. This hits glutes just a little bit differently. Of course, you're going to feel this in the hamstrings too. Keep a soft knee. You don't want to lock the knees out. And really think about keeping your back nice and flat. Keep your shoulders square. You don't want to let those shoulders round at all. And I push the weight through the outside of my feet along with pushing through the heels. This really helps hit those glutes too. Now the first move should be sticking the hips back versus dropping the dumbbells. Next exercise is going to be a single leg hip thrust. Now here we're not going to use the band. This is already difficult enough. To add some resistance to it, I've got the dumbbell across my hip bones. Now with a single leg hip thrust, I like to keep the spine rigid, keep the chin tucked. The lower leg should be about perpendicular to the ground, and watch the leg that's not working. You don't want to kick up, thus helping the other leg. You want to keep that free leg still and not contributing to the exercise at all. Get that full range of motion. Make sure you're dropping your hips almost to the floor and perform the exercise evenly on both sides. Upper back should be on the bench. And the only thing working right now is that one glute. And really squeeze at the top. And we're going to go straight into Bulgarian split squat. Now each of these exercises is high reps, so you're going to shoot for 15 to 20 reps on each side. Now here I'm loading with just one dumbbell and I'm using it on the forward leg. This is going to add to that glute recruitment. So if you use 2 dumbbells, if you're used to that, you're going to feel this a lot differently. Also, I'm leaning forward quite a bit. This is going to put further emphasis on those glutes. Now when I switch sides, making sure that I'm exactly the same from left to right. Leaning forward. The front leg weight is going to be pushed through the heel just a little bit. Back is nice and flat. And Go all the way to the floor if you can with that dumbbell. And going nice and slow is going to help improve that mind-muscle connection, so you should really squeeze those glutes, especially on the way down. All right, we've got the mini band again. It's just above the knees. We're going to do some reverse hyperextensions. So you want your hip bones right on the edge of that bench. Now on the way up, think about pulling your legs apart. So you're going to be pushing against the band. So you can either think about pulling the legs apart or pushing against the band on the way up. This is going to add a little bit of extra tension. You should feel it in those abductors, in the upper glutes also. Think about keeping your back flat and try to get to about 180 degrees with my body. Try not to go much above that, as it can put a lot of pressure on the lower back. All right, we're gonna go straight into seated banded abductor pulses. So here, band is just above the knee, and you're just going to pull your knees apart. Now you can lean forward on this, you can sit straight up, or you can lean back. Really feel where you're feeling this. So I like to vary it, sometimes to lean forward a little bit more, trying to hit the glutes from all different directions. This should be high rep, about 30 reps here. All right, we're going right into our finisher, which is squat mini jumps. You can do this with a band if you'd like. I like a little bit of a wider stance, and you're gonna go to about parallel, drop below, and kind of stick within that range. I want you to think about jumping up just a little bit. It's gonna put a little bit more tension on those glutes. We've gone through a couple of different ways to increase difficulty without going up in weights, and we'll keep that trend going for the next couple of videos. If there's something specific that you'd like to see, please leave it in the comments below and we'll make it happen. If you love these workouts and you want something a little bit more comprehensive, I do have workout programs on my site, along with a monthly subscription program, which gives you weekly workouts, meal guides, live support, and weekly live Q&As. Go to erinsternfitness.com. I'll also leave the link in the description below. If you try this workout and you love it, please tag me on social media. I love seeing your progress and seeing you take these exercises and make them your own. Thanks for watching. Until next time, train hard, y'all.